got the Golden Age Guru back on the podcast. Hot damn, it's been too long, but we got to get right to it. Ryan, we have had the Guru enter the studio, and it smells different, and that's how you know Jeff is here.
It's that Golden Age.
You can smell it, right?
I meant like the stew, the Golden Age stew, just emanating from. That's what we call him, the Golden Age Guru. Jeff has a funk about him.
Ryan, I need you to just breathe in through your nostrils, clear your sinus passages. Do you smell the difference of this room?
A little hot, yeah. It's three sexy dudes in here. There's certainly a smell.
Well, what you're smelling right now.
Two sexy dudes.
It is the smell of old paper. I can literally smell it on the table. The Golden Age Guru brought books. And Jeff, we haven't talked about the collection find, my biggest collection purchase I've ever been part of in my lifetime, possibly forever. Shout out Comic Butch. And we haven't never talked about it on the mic.
No, we haven't. And just to be clear, that odor is also a little mixture of Dr. Squatch, which is new to my showering routine. On top of that. So
I had good experience with that guy.
But on top of that, yes, we're finally going to dive into these books in this podcast. All right, it's been too long since I've been here. I've missed you guys. So let's dive into some of this stuff because I brought just a sample. This is a small sample.
Run it down real quick. We got a collection last year, 300,000 plus comic books. We're still going through it. And you got a lot of the Golden Age books because you're the Golden Age Guru. And in the very beginning, I think I even told you, I'm like, dude, I don't even know what to do with stuff like this. This has got to be in your part of the investment. I'll stick to what I know.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking closer to 350,000 books here with a good chunk of it. When I say good chunk, I'd say maybe, a good 2,000 Golden Age books, if you think about it. And then it kind of moves from there to the silver, bronze, copper, all the way to modern. So there is a lot to go through. We're kind of taking our time, definitely taking the time with the Golden Age stuff.
The market dipped at the worst, but also best time because it's taking us so long to get through it that as we're finding these keys, we're like, yeah, but we don't really want to sell them right now. We've said that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely being picky choosy. I'm holding off on the silver and bronze age keys because that stuff dropped 50 to 100% plus on some. Golden Age is holding steady. Try not to rush through that. But yeah, we're putting stuff out, man. But God, there's a lot of hold right now.
All right, so we have a few comics on the table that are all face down. I don't know what they are right now, but I have seen all these books from the collection. But Fire Guy Ryan has not.
I'm coming in cold.
He's coming in cold. So do you want to give us an idea, maybe start it out by the price that you would believe this to be worth in a average market, maybe right now? I don't know. I'm sure you have some pricing in mind for these because I'm sure the audience is very interested in that. But why don't you just hit us? Because I asked you to bring some of the fire, like the heat, the stuff that's going to radiate and make this room unbearable. So I'm assuming you brought some really expensive comics.
Yeah, let's just dive in here, okay? What I started with was possibly one of the most famous gals in all of comics. If not, we're just going to jump into Wonder Woman. Because this collection, it didn't have her first appearance.
Dude. Okay. We're doing this. Okay.
Here, Ryan.
Even I know what this is.
You have to put it in Ryan's hand.
God.
Hold it, Ryan.
All right, so Ryan, why don't you describe what we're looking at here? We got to start them one by one. Hit them with just one by one.
This is Sensation Comics issue number 1. As far as I'm aware, this is the first appearance of Wonder Woman.
And that just shows how unaware you are.
Okay, it's not. Right?
It's her second appearance.
Okay.
Because her first appearance
It's got a number 1, though.
in All-Star Comics number
8.
18.
Right. 18
close.
minus 10. We got 8.
We got close. Ryan is getting their comment in the comment
I don't
section.
know this
Let him
stuff.
know he's doing good.
This is not my wheelhouse. I don't even like holding this, man.
Okay, so first off,
give me.
check this out. Breathe. I'm wafting the book.
Are you?
Do you smell it?
No.
Dude, you got to do some like neti pot or something. How do you not?
It's just a mucus.
You
It's
don't
all
smell
mucus
this?
up there. Nothing gets up
Okay.
there.
All right. I'm going to send it over to
Oh, wait,
Jeff.
no,
I'm
I
gonna
got
send
it. I just got
You
it.
got it?
Yep,
Jeff,
it's a-
let me know
it's
when
a
you can
slow
smell
waft.
it. I'm wafting across the table.
I'm nose blind at this point. It's a normal odor.
Okay, this whole room smells like it, but yeah, we're holding a Sensation Comics number 1. It says January right on the top. Wonder Woman in all her glory, getting shot at.
Very uncomfortable with all this.
All right, well, anyways.
Oh, making me smell that.
Smell
okay,
that right there.
that's what's happening.
Smell that right there. Yeah, now you got it.
Now you can smell it. It smells good.
That's the good stuff.
Okay, Jeff, riff about this comic book because it looks gorgeous.
It does look gorgeous. And I'm going to tell you something. It had a Sensation Comics run. Great. We'll get into other books of it. But this is the first issue. Now, this book, all right, being her second appearance, was fully encapsulated in plastic just like this, okay? This is sealed on all 4 sides, all right?
Just a sheet of plastic.
Like a homemade slab.
Right. This is an All-Star Comics number 2, which is
what the
also
hell?
completely sealed. I had to take it out of this because I noticed that there was restoration, and I was trying to understand why they were sealed. So what happened along the way is this collector either bought these books that were restored by somebody and fully sealed at some point. I've never seen this before, but there was 5 books just like this. So that book you can handle. I think the staples have been replaced. It's been restored. You can hold on to it like a brand new book and not worry. And usually the Golden Age is very durable anyway.
Can I take it out of the
please take it out. I read it today.
All right. Let's piss off everybody. I'm going to flip through a Sensation 1 comic, fam. It's a good feeling. If you ever get a chance to, be careful.
I mean, obviously don't go nuts. It's still an old book.
All right, but what we're looking at is a really, really clean copy. And when we were first hit with the collection and seeing it, right at the beginning, I noticed that you were very excited, but also there was this like layer of control in your excitement because you knew that this wasn't like that finding the books was like half the battle. You started counting pages. You started looking for restoration. Like there's a whole process to it. So you mentioned staples. You mentioned light resto. Like what's going on with this book and what would you expect this to get in this market?
I think there's going to be extensive restoration for that. I think staples replaced. I don't know if there was trimming or not. Hard to tell, but it's got good page quality. It's always hard to grade a book that's been restored because I'm not exactly I don't fully know how they're going to hit it. But let's just say,
what do you think?
If anything, I had to grade it, I'd say maybe 6.5 extensive restoration. It's probably, if I had to guess, a $15,000 book.
Nope.
I think if I had to guess.
Yeah, put the water in the cup, Ryan.
I'm holding it.
I'm moving the Red Bull off the table. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I'm going to guess around there. Now, I read that book, and I'm going to tell you, reading these books makes you appreciate and understand why people liked these characters. Now, I can't say that for all Golden Age, but I read All-Star Comics 8, and it was a very compelling story. It's the last story in All-Star Comics number 8, and it then continues into this issue, okay? And it's a fun character, and I'm not a huge H.G. Peters fan. He's the one who did the artwork, okay? But it was still really interesting, and there's some fun stuff in there. There's a game that she called Bullets and Bracelets, and that was in All-Star Comics 8 and Sensation Comics 1. It's a game where people are shooting at her, and she's just playing bullets and bracelets, blocking it. That was one of the things she needed to do in All-Star Comics 8 to win this event that would allow her to go to the U.S. and drop off, what's his name, Steve Rogers? Not Steve Rogers, that's Captain America. What's
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor.
Different Steve.
Right, bring him to the U.S., okay, and that began her journey. And this issue, Sensation 1, I also, as I read it, realized that's where she got her name, Diana Prince. Was from this issue. She took the job of the nurse taking care of Steve and traded jobs. So the Diana that was treating Steve retired and was given money from Wonder Woman, who then took over her job and took on her last name, Diana Prince. And she became the nurse taking care of him. And that's how she adopted
she's an
that
identity
name.
thief.
Yes. And it's the craziest thing because she won this money by being like this circus attraction, gave the money to the lady who needed money to quit her job so she could marry her boyfriend or fiance. And so that's how she justified it. You go get the man of your dreams, and I'm going to go get the man of my dreams.
So crazy, man. Sensation Comics number 1 on the table. And you saw Fire Guy Ryan's reaction to the next book. He about pooped himself. And I imagine it's because it's the Green Lantern. And I find it funny, Ryan, because there's so many times that I've talked about getting Alan Scott keys for you. And that's not of interest to you.
Correct. But still, that doesn't prepare you to just be surprised with this book.
All right.
At least it's sealed up in a coffin, so I can't really damage it as much. So I'm just going to...
Well, the coffin damaged it. Look at that. It even chipped the top because of it.
Oh, geez. Yep.
What book are you looking at?
This is All-Star Comics issue number 2, featuring the Golden Age characters, Spectre, Alan Scott Green Lantern, as well as Jay Garrick Flash.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, you got it. I mean, I thought you didn't know anything about this stuff. And look at this, dude.
You're
just
a freaking
dropping knowledge.
dude.
I'm pretty cool.
Yo, this is really cool. This is super old and a very, very scarce book. What can you tell me about it?
Also restored. It's encapsulated like that. Second appearance of Justice Society. Right before the first appearance of the Justice Society, because All-Star Comics 3, they first appear. I didn't get a chance to read this book, but it's got 6 stories in it. It's going to have those 3 characters are probably each going to have their own story and then some. A cool book, part of this collection. But I want to segue back into more Wonder Woman because there's also this Wonder Woman book.
Here, before you do that, give me prices. Talk to me about what am I holding here?
So All-Star Comics is a great DC title, okay? People love this title, and it's becoming more collectible. It is restored. It still doesn't demand the highest prices. I would think that book, it looks like a 9.0 restored book. It's gorgeous. Beautiful, probably extensive professional restoration. I'd assume maybe $6,000.
$6,000 for a All-Star Comics #2. The yellows are bright, the reds are deep, and you have another Wonder Woman book right there. Hot damn.
And this is what an example is of why you look through collections fully. We've seen 2 restored books here. Now this is, Ryan, why don't you tell everybody what this is?
Here I'm holding Wonder Woman issue #1. Looks a lot worse than the other 2, though.
It is rougher.
It is rougher.
But is also missing a centerfold. So now we have
surprised.
Big key book, missing a centerfold. So that will also affect the value. If it didn't miss its centerfold, I could see that book being around a 2.5, maybe 3.0, and could be, let's say, potentially a $20,000+ book. But with the centerfold missing, being incomplete, it still has its value. It's probably still around $8,000 to $10,000. But if anyone has a centerfold for Wonder Woman 1 and doesn't want to charge me like ridiculous dumb numbers, please contact me.
I have a confession. The last couple conventions, as I was going through some like random lawn boxes, I stumbled upon a centerfold for an FF20. I found a centerfold for Amazing Spider-Man 8, and they were both $5 a piece. It was just a centerfold, like literally, connecting of 2 pages with a bag and board on the inside. And I thought to myself, I don't need that, and it's probably not worth $5 or $10 a piece, that whatever he was charging. But I had a moment where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy these because there's maybe one day, that I'll be looking at an FF20 and I'm going to go, I know I have a centerfold somewhere. I don't know where it is because by then I'll probably lose it. But I have a problem. I can't say no to that moment because this type of situation happens so often where you just need 1 page, 1 back cover to complete something. I had a TOS 39 like years ago that didn't have a back cover. And I had to find that back cover. I never did.
Yeah, playing the parts game, it's a tough and scary game. And not even scary, it's just a tough game because you have these pieces and all it does is makes you want to find the remainders, whether it's a cover, where it's an interior. I have a lot of parts. I have a lot of coverless stuff, hoping that one day I'll marry because it's good stuff. But I think I've only done it once in like 15 years.
But doesn't that one time make you keep getting them?
It's making me more so because it's been so long not want them. But I want them. It's a weird dichotomy.
But this book that I'm looking at right now, I think was the very first one that I saw in the collection when those Golden Age books started coming out, because they knew there was a difference with the old and the gold. They separated out the collection. They pulled out hundreds of Golden Age comics and said, hey, you can go through the rest of the house and see the bronze, the silvers, the indie, the boxes in the garage, the multiples of Deadpool 13, to the amount of 25 copies in boxes that were sitting in there for years, decades. This book, though, was right on the top of the Batman run because they knew they had something good with Batman. And what are you looking at?
Okay, so this is a Batman 4, and let me tell you why I brought it, okay? That Sensation Comics 1 on the centerfold has a name and an address on it, okay? And the name was Ed Lamont. And I'm looking at this, I was like, God, why is that name so familiar? Okay, I'm thinking, I was like, I kind of feel like I know this name. So I Googled the name, and it hits me. Ed Lamont was a fairly famous collector early on in the 40s through the 60s, and he wrote articles, and he had articles written about him in certain fanzines, and I think he even had some published work in comics. So he's fairly well known. So that Sensation Comics was his copy. It's got his name in it. It's got his address in it. And it's his home address, I believe, when he was just a child in like the late 40s or 50s, okay? And there's an article about him that I found. And in that article had pictures of other books that he owned. One of them was a Batman 4. So I took this book, which happened to be in the collection as well, and I wanted to check it out, and I haven't looked yet to see if his name is in here as well. So that's the reason I brought it, to just see possibly, could this also have belonged to him?
All right.
Looked yet?
So we're gonna find out. Let me take a look at this book,
Ryan.
Dave.
Do you want to be the
Oh,
one to
Ryan's
flip
gonna
it?
do it. Comic Fam. All right, this is a big moment. We
little
didn't know
worried.
this was gonna be here. Ryan,
I'm a little worried.
Give it
because
to
I can't
Ryan.
even like look at it and cast.
just move
cast
that
my
copy
gaze
of World
upon-
Tree and take a look at this Batman number 4.
Just be careful with this.
Can you tell me a little bit about the price while he looks in there?
No.
Yeah, Batman number 4 in this condition, because it's a fairly nice book. I gotta tell you, I mean, God, looking at this book, if I had to give it a grade, oh, it's attached to the top staple, or bottom staple, be careful, okay, because it looks like it's not. This book, probably with a press and a dry clean, could potentially be a 6.0, 6.5.
Damn.
This could be a, I have to look up numbers, but if I had to speculate, $15,000 book?
All right, Ryan.
I'm kind of worried even saying that.
Welcome back to the show, Comic Fam. Hit the like and subscribe while
Should
we
I
watch
have,
Ryan.
I have a glove in my bag. Should I go get my glove?
No, don't use a glove.
Tell-
You're gonna-
just trust Guru. He's gonna walk you through the process.
Okay, get your other hand here.
Oh,
Hold it up
jeez.
high.
Oh, jeez.
No, other hand up back on
Other
the back.
hand.
Support the back. Your left hand.
Support the back.
Yeah, hold
I'm
it
trying
right
not to
there.
Touch
There
the
you go.
cover.
No, touch the cover.
Oh God.
Oh my God,
Okay.
it's painful.
All right, don't open any more than that.
Oh God.
And just go one by one, sir.
All right,
What's
well,
the
you're-
Joker in here? Oh man.
I think I'm sweating more than he is right
he's
now.
making me sweat right now. Your nerves are
These pages are like
Contagious.
towels. They're very thick.
Yes, right. So you
Both
notice.
books have very thick paper. Oh, gee, thank you, Tom.
all right. So he's flipping through. We're looking for a name. See if this is part of the same collector's collection.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ed Lamont. Look for that name if it's in there. He had it written on the centerfold in the Sensation. I don't know if it's in there or not. Oh, we got an ad for Detective Comics 49.
That's pretty cool.
So a cool Joker story.
Don't forget
Superman
this.
number 9 ad.
This podcast is available on SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, and iTunes. You're going to want to stay tuned because the podcast is back officially. Next time we have Golden Age Guru here, I asked him to pick out of the entire 350,000 comic books a favorite, a unique collectible. And next time he's here, he's going to tell us what it was. And I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. It's already been graded and it's already been sold.
Yeah, it's the only Golden Age book I sold in this collection. I'm trying not to, but it was such an oddity and interesting that I just felt I had to get it out of my hands and out into the market. So, yeah, I'm not seeing it. We already passed the centerfold.
Past the center.
Dude, you're doing great, by the way,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I'm very scared. This is
Comic
gonna
Fan,
be.
you have to make sure to follow Fire Guy Ryan on Instagram. Give him some love and some kudos for going through a
There's pirates in here.
$15,000 book. He's having a good time.
Fun.
That's cool. Full page ad for World's
Best Comics number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's before they went to World's Finest in issue 2.
Exactly.
Code. Oh, there's like a story in here, like a prose text story in the back.
Yeah, they'll have a lot of books will have that.
Ginger Snap by Lou Reed. What the hell's happening in the back here?
I just
There's all
saw,
kinds of stuff in here.
yeah, somebody was just selling the first appearance of Ginger Snap on IG.
I don't even know who Ginger Snap is.
So let's add this up because although we don't have the name on the inside of this book, we do have.
Maybe it's in the back. Maybe he
It
wrote
could
it on
be
the
in
last
there.
page.
You keep going,
I'm almost done.
but you got it up to around 20 plus grand in just in these books here.
Oh yeah, easy
Oh,
peasy
way
with the
over,
Sensation
closer to
and-
30.
Yeah, probably closer to 30.
So what did you bring here in total today when we add this Batman 4?
I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be an easy 40,000. Yeah,
Drive careful, man.
and it looks like there's no Ed Lamont, but you know there is an L on the front cover, so that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know if that means anything because there's a lot of L's on comics. You'll notice as you collect.
You know, dealers did different things to notate comic books, whether it was for their store and the retail side of things or collectors as well. We know many pedigrees that have particular marks on the comic, symbols or even letters or numbers that will relate all the entire collection. And that's how you know what you're dealing with is something a little bit more special